Hello guys, and welcome back to another tiny tutorial. And in this video I want to show you how I created these bandages here around the arms and legs. And you can see that this one is pretty stylized, and I use them a lot when I work on board games or miniature figures because they have a good thickness here and a good form to have a really good 3D print in the end. So yeah, let's just dive into it, and I will just duplicate the same thing here on the other side. So the first thing we need here is a high density model first, because we need this to make a cleaner masking. I'll just go here on the hind leg and do some masking parts here. So the only thing you have to do is just mask the part around where you want the bandage going along. Something like this. And then we need to go to the subtool menu, down to the extract button. And then we have here a little set. So we can just push here on the extract button first, so you can see what it does, and it will extract the masking part out of the mesh. But it is just a viewport, so you don't really extract it right away. It's just that you can see how it would look like. And let me see, here's the thickness bar. You can play around with that. So we had like 0.02, so let's make it 0.015 and then click extract again. And I think that's a good thickness for what we are doing. And when you're happy with it, you just have to click on the accept button, and then you will get a new subtool. Something like this. So we are seeing here that the whole extracting part is pretty high dense and have all the details from the model, and we don't really want that. So just clear the mask, and I normally Z-remesh it one time. So going to one target polygon count and then just hit Z-remesh. And now we have it way lower, what is pretty good. And now you can smooth it out a little bit on all sides, so it gets a little bit cleaner. Something like this. And what you can do now is just adjust a little bit the edges. So push it around to make it more straight, like you want it to be. But I will just leave it like that now. So now we have a very low res mesh, which we can really go to work on. And what I do now is using the clay buildup brush and make sure that the back face mask is on. You can find it on brush, auto masking, and then here's the back face mask button. If you don't turn it on, it can be that when you're sculpting on this mesh here, you will sculpt at the same time on the other side, and that's not good. So just hit this button. And then what we're doing now is just doing some stripes. So I will go most of the time in an X way, so going down here along on the bottom and then going up again. I just call it X so you know better what I mean. So this is one stripe, and then we do another one here on the top where we still have some space on. Just take your time with it. And you can already see that we are building slowly a bandage here. Right? Something like this. Now we only have to make it more detailed and make it more sharp for a stylized form. So you can do now going with subdivision, or you can dynamesh it. let's just go up a little bit and press the Dynamesh button. And what you can do now is just going along the whole thing again, just to make it more detailed and to build up some form and some volume, because we need this volume to make it flat in the end. And now what you can do is using the H polish brush and then go around the edges and make it flat. And when you're done with that, you can also use the damp standard brush and go along the edges here. If you want to have more control over the lines, you can use the lazy radius for it. And of course, you can make it way more beautiful than I do, but I just want to show you the basics. So maybe something like this. Then you can go back and see how it looks like. You can also just move it around so it will maybe flow better because it falls down on the side. You also can reduce the volume a little bit when it got too thick, too thick, of course. And when you're happy with this, then you're having a pretty nice bandage. And if you wanna add a little extra to it, something like this knot, then you can do that as well. Just use here an IMM primitive, this one here, put it on the mesh and split it up because we don't want it at the same subtool like this one. And now you can push and pull it around. And you can do it in two ways when you have these little knot ends here. You can just add two other subtools to it, or you can just drag it out. Something like this. Because you have Dynamesh, you can easily clean the mesh in the end. And doing this knot here is the same thing like we did it with the whole bandage. So you're going in an X way here. So going down here, bottom, going up again, and connect it with the other side. And then just doing the same thing here on the bottom. Just fill in the space, something like this. You can also have like a top here, which is going like this. You can be a little bit creative or just use reference pictures for it. And do these kind of things with some volume, so you can use the H polish brush again to flatten everything out. But we need some volume for that. So now H polish and do the same thing like you did with the bandage. Just go around and make everything look more stylized. You can also use the damp standard again, just to make everything more clean. And you can push around the shapes. And then you can see when it should be really realistic, then this is totally fine, and it's big and thick enough for some 3D printing. And you can duplicate that as well to have some more of these, pushing it around, but that's actually it. Now we have a bandage on the other side here. You see, it's pretty simple, but it looks nice as well. So yeah, that's it guys. I hope you liked this video, and we see us in the next video.